Tonight we have enjoyed a cultural evening, which was a choreography created by the great artist, which is Danny Panulo, a Spanish choreographer, with the collaboration of the great Egyptian dancer Amy Sultan, and a troupe of beautiful dancers. And their production was inspired by ancient Egyptian legends, spirits coming from the river, all enveloped in a beautiful music, a very poetic expression, and all the public, I think, was transported to a better place for a while, watching the evolution of the dancers to the rhythm of a beautiful music, and with a choreography undoubtedly inspired by Egyptian traditions, centuries-old traditions. So it was all very inspiring, and I'm so glad that this could be produced by the Cultural Department of the Embassy of Spain, in collaboration, of course, with the artist I mentioned, and always in the incomparable site, which is NEMEC, the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization.
This is a dear family that will look all to this, and as I say, despite that he's gone, we have another people coming. I always say he's in this place. Thank you for everything.
Two basic rules. One is that you can take Candido out of Egypt and your family, but you cannot get Egypt from Candido, Maccabi, and so on.
So I really enjoyed this night. I think I've seen here in the museum some Spanish exhibitions showing the soul of Spain, and it was nice to see the Egyptian soul in this night. And I would like to thank the embassy and the director for this event. I think all this dancing and the different expression of the art, I think they come all together, and this is somewhere that we can meet the different cultures. I just welcome him again here. He has been coming here for several years, and hopefully we will have the chance to meet him more years.
Thanks from my first trip. I was really in love with the city. You know, that's maybe the reason this attraction. You know, we are brothers in some way. Mediterranean unify us, and this is my discourse: contemporary and urban, traditional, with a lot of respect for your traditions, and it's a big inspiration for me.
Plan is very easy. Is for the search of talent in any artistic and cultural expression. It can be music, it can be poetry, it can be novels, literature, it can be dance, it can be scientific knowledge related to culture, anything interesting that has both the inspiration of Spain and Egypt. This is what we are looking for, and fortunately in this country there are many artists inspired by Spain in a different way, or Spaniards inspired by Egyptian art or history. And the trick here is just trying to find the right mix and combination of something interesting and new, if possible, to offer to a public, which is always there. Like tonight, we have a full house, and people were longing to see the expressions of this magic potion, magic concoction that we try to produce through the cultural department. And through this, we want to express that Spain and Egypt, we have many centuries of common belonging to the Mediterranean, to this part, privileged part of the world, with such a rich history, and inevitably this inspires the artists, and beauty is the result of this. Peace, harmony, and friendship between our peoples. This is our goal.
Today's event was about identifying the Egyptian personality or persona, and I think it's more into the Egyptian culture and the myth. The purpose of the entire theater act actually was very interesting to me, because to put this concept of Nadaha, which is in Arabic terms means a mystery that a lovely lady comes and attracts man, and usually the end of this attraction is either death or being crazy. And this is a myth among villagers in Egypt. Sometimes they say it's a fact of the peasant and the countryside life of Egypt. It's one of the myths that we have. But the way they presented it is not to reflect the Nadaha as a concept, but to reflect the ability of being free, freedom from all restrictions and rules. And I think this is part of Egyptian society. They always try deeply inside to be free from any constraints, any fears, any negativeness in their lives. So it was very interesting. The way they presented is very different than the traditional way, because it was not clear what the purpose, except when you try to understand what's the essence behind the idea. So I think it was very creative. The director and the four girls were extremely professional in presenting something that we're not accustomed to look at it in Egypt here. So I thank the museum, and I thank the Spanish embassy in Egypt to host and to sponsor such an event.
Buenas noches a todos y a todas, Mr. President, ministers, very dear friend Dr. Ahmed Name, candidate advisor, cultural attaché and his lovely family, dear ambassadors, friends all of the Namek Museum. There's not much more I can add on all the wise words, very inspiring words that have already been said. It's a true honor to be here on the stage this evening in your company, and I'm not going to take long because, of course, it's the time for art. It's always the time for art in Yemen.
Well, it's a lovely event actually. We're very pleased to be hosted by the Namek, because Dr. Ahmed Ghanem is doing a fantastic job actually in mixing cultures with his connection with the different embassies. He's doing a lovely job. It is actually because with the Corps diplomatic in Egypt involved in such events, it's exchange of civilizations with other nationalities and with other countries.
الحقيقة يعني النهاردة مش عرض النهاردة بس، لكن متحف الحضارة ككل بقى كلتشر هاب بنستمتع فعلا بالفعاليات اللي موجودة، سواء عروض راقصة، عروض غنائية، ندوات، أو كل الفعاليات اللي بيقوم بيها متحف الحضارة كأنشطة ثقافية. بقت النهاردة يعني ملتقى لكل المثقفين والدبلوماسيين وكل ما هم مهتمين ومحبي الثقافة والفنون.
There's always that commonality. At the same time, there are the differences. So what we have in common and we have as different, that's what we have to combine. And the best way is learning from each other. We have so much to offer together for the rest of the world and for our own audiences. So that's what cooperation in culture means.